Gurudev, we also have with us the alumni of IIM Bangalore who have learned the Sudarshan Kriya through the IIM IIT Alumni Special Online Meditation and Breath Workshop. They have questions around 4 areas, Gurudev: success, stability, spirituality, and science.
Sure.
प्रणाम गुरुदेव। पहले तो बहुत बहुत सौभाग्य फील कर रहा हूँ कि निशिता जी के, विशाल एंड लवकेश जी की वजह से हम ये प्रोग्राम कर पाए, उस माध्यम से मैं यहाँ तक पहुँच पाया। सो बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। पहले तो गुरुदेव आपसे लगाव बहुत है और ये क्वेश्चन काफ़ी दिनों से मन में चल रहा था, तो पूछने की कर रहा हूँ। Why does fear of losing out to something comes to one's mind? This makes us do mediocre and repetitive things.
You mean FOMO? Isn't it? Fear of losing out, right?
Yeah. So
missing out.
थोड़ा सा गुरुदेव एक्सटेंशन ये था, when we do know that we have much higher potential and bigger pursuits, why do we not go for that and still holds to not exploring to full potential? ये गुरुदेव क्वेश्चन था।
So your question is, why do we not go for something higher? Is that the question?
गुरुदेव, हम कहीं ना कहीं हम अपना पूरा पोटेंशियल एक्सप्लोर नहीं कर पाते हैं, मे बी संकुचित हो जाते हैं छोटी सक्सेस या छोटे परसूट्स के लिए। जब से मैं इस प्रोग्राम में जुड़ा हूँ, मुझे लगता है कि मैं कर सकता हूँ, बहुत कुछ कर सकता हूँ और बहुत अलग फील्ड में कर सकता हूँ।
This is a very, very common thing that comes. You know, you think you have a lot of potential, you could do a lot, but you are unable to do because your time is consumed by not so important, unimportant things every day. Correct? And your energy and time is spent in such a way that you have no time to spend or no energy to spend on something bigger. See, for example, I'll give you an example. Suppose you come home and then you have to take care of your clothes and iron your clothes or cook your food and do this, and or take your children to school, and then when they come back you have to attend to them. Your time is so consumed, and these are all necessary things. You can't say they are not necessary. They are necessary things. And then there are weddings in the family, and then there are parents, and then a grandparent. Attending to all that consumes so much time. And suddenly you realize, hey, I should have put some attention on to it. Please be seated, please sit. Your mind says, oh, I have to do this research, I could do more, spend more time, I could read this or acquire more knowledge, I could write a book. Many people want to write book on some very interesting topics, but when they sit to write a book, there is a block in the mind. It doesn't work. And then the so-called unimportant yet inevitable work comes up in the way. And so they consume the time. I know about a writer. She's a brilliant writer. But and she is saying that, oh, I want to write a book. And she's saying for the last 20 years. 20 years, every time I meet her, Gurudev, I want to write a book. But all her time is consumed by this or that. And when she sits for it, the computer crashes or something happens. And she's unable to proceed, complete it. So this type of things come in life. And you sometimes feel, oh, I'm wasting my life so much. In between, then comes the television, social media, and friend circle. Name it. Your time is limited, your intentions are good, and your energy is even more limited. So it is exhausting when you have to do all this work. And so, time and again you get this feeling, oh my God, I'm losing, I could do something better. Right? My advice for all those who feel like this, keep some time in your life say about 1 week in a year or 1 week every 6 months. Call it a creative week or something. Then you see, rest of the things you keep aside. And those days you put your focus. Suppose you want to write a book, sit and do it at the time. If 1 week every 6 months is not possible, take 1 day or even couple of hours on a Sunday. The Sunday morning, I'm not going to do anything else other than this. Not going to see the newspaper as usually I say, or switch on the television. Okay, let me put my attention and do this, complete this work. Like this, you have to promise yourself some free time for yourself. See, many times you even go out to some picnic or some trip, holidays. Even in holiday, your social media and your interest in the TV and news, it consumes, leaving no room for your creativity to blossom. Isn't it? How many of you feel this way? See, so for that, you have to say, okay, I have come to this place, I'm not going to look into news or think. I'm going to finish these projects. And when you do Yoga Nidra, put this sankalpa in your mind. I want to write a book, I want to do this research, I want to finish. First sow the seed in the consciousness. And then you can find some time on a daily basis or a weekly basis. And you can dedicate that.
Jai Gurudev. My name is Vivek Bhushan. First of all, I'm feeling really blessed to be here. My question is around life and stability. In life, there are few tragedies that keeps us thinking why it happened. So how to get those answers? And if not, how do we deal with them?
Tragedies do happen in the world, don't they? You don't have a question why tragedy happens in the world at all. The question is why me? Correct? It's more why me, and then comes why this happens in the world. Well, it's a futile exercise questioning a happening which has already happened that way and see it as a tragedy, right? What you can learn from that is you still got the energy, the strength to bear it and move ahead of it. Thank nature for it and move on. Feel grateful. Oh, I had this terrible incident, but God gave me the strength to go beyond that. Correct? Yeah. And when such thing happens to you, you have more compassion for people. You understand you are not alone in any suffering. There are millions out there who are also suffering. Right? And life has both happiness and sorrow. It's not only happiness or only sorrow. Correct? So, when sorrow comes in, we have to look for the inner strength. In happiness, we have to share what we have with others. Yeah.
Namaskaram Guruji. My name is Satish. My question is, we have been practicing Sudarshan Kriya for keeping ourselves physically and mentally active all the day. What is the ultimate goal in practicing Sudarshan Kriya and beyond?
Let us look into the immediate goal before going to the ultimate. Immediate goal is a healthy body, a clear mind, right? You feel clarity after Kriya? Yes. Do you all feel clarity in the mind? Yeah. And an intellect which is free from prejudice. Right? Then you move on to the knowledge, who am I? And when you go deep in silence, you see, I'm not just the body, I'm not the mind, I'm not the thoughts, I'm not the emotion. I'm something bigger. I'm something that is not changing at all in life. This experience you got? Did you all get that glimpse of that experience? Yeah, that's very important experience, right? And that brings such a huge transformation in our life, correct? And then whatever you desire, it keeps happening. How many of your desires are getting fulfilled? You come here, you wish something, it happens, right? Raise your hand, let me see. Look at that. Oh yeah, everybody. Okay.
Thank you, Guruji.
Okay.
Jai Gurudev. My name is Kapil. My question is, people in IT work mainly while sitting in front of computers. If we do only Sudarshan Kriya or breathing exercises, can it compensate the physical activity required for a body in a day, or physical exercises is also needed?
See, of course it helps to some extent, but I would say physical exercise is also needed. Yoga is also needed. Some movement is also needed. Yeah?
Thank you,
Yes,
Gurudev.
yes.
Jai Gurudev. My name is Yashoda, and my question is, many people believe in caste system and consider some caste as untouchable. So isn't this against the basic principle of spirituality? How can one explain to them that this is wrong?
Yeah. You should tell them, show us where the proof of this. Among the rishis, there are many of them from untouchable caste. Even Lord Shiva is said Nishad is untouchable. This is the biggest curse on the culture of this country, that we practice this untouchability for so long. It was never in the beginning, never in the origin, never in the scriptures. Just the fact that they say for the Virat Purusha from the feet is the Shudra. The feet is considered the most sacred. The pujas are already offered to the feet, not to the head. So, आपकी सिर की पूजा करते हैं means it is a derogatory thing. If you say I am doing puja to your sir, means you are going to slap them or cut them. But pad puja karte hai means when I do worship your feet, means it is reverence. So no part of the body is considered bad or low. Whole body is considered sacred. So in the body of the society, head is the intellectual community, your shoulders are the protector community, the warrior community, the legs, the thighs and legs are the business community, and the feet is the labor class. This is what the Varna Vyavastha was and is. And it is there in all the countries. In any country there is a labor union, there is Chamber of Commerce, Business and Industry, there is army, naval army, and that group, service forces, they are separate. They don't mix with anybody. And then there are intellectuals. Aren't they there? Aren't they? There are think tank in every country, in every civilization. This is what was the Varna Vyavastha was. Unfortunately, this has not been taken in the right spirit, and some people started practicing untouchable. You see, this untouchability, don't think it's only limited to India. The same is there in Japan also. If you go to Japan, the traditional house, they will not eat the food, or they will not give their vessels for you to eat the food. For guests, they keep a separate vessel. Anyone who is not from the Japanese, Koreans, they consider the Koreans, these are old traditional Japanese system. So similar system is in China too. And there are systems like this in Africa, in South America. I mean, some sort of discrimination against different races and community and religions have been practiced in the Middle Ages. That doesn't come anywhere close to spirituality. Spirituality is seeing the commonness in everybody and see the one light in everyone. Spirituality does not recognize discrimination on the basis of race, religion, caste, all this. Adi Shankaracharya himself said, Jati neti kula gotra durakam. Kula, gotra, jati, all this go beyond. Brahma tattvamasi bhavayatmani. Know that you are the Brahman. Feel that in yourself, in your being. You know? And this is what Adi Shankaracharya said. Very beautiful. Brahma tattvamasi bhavayatmani. I am the Brahman, knowing this. Repose in yourself. So spirituality does not sanction any sort of discrimination. Yeah?
Namaste Gurudev. My name is Lakshmi Prasanna, and I would like to understand if meditation will help in reducing our karmas. If yes, what kind of karmas?
Sure. See, karma is what? Deep impressions in the mind, tendencies and impression. Meditation definitely helps you to get over those impressions. Yeah.
Gurudev, IIM alumni have a certain DNA almost, where we do 3 quick sets of rapid fire around that mental DNA.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
So the first set is things IIM alumni love. The question is, how do we make sure they remain strengths and don't become debilitating? The first is our love for structure.
Love for structure is good to have, and be at ease with it.
Love for results.
Love for result, take it easy.
Love for action orientation.
It is time bound and limited by time and space.
Things that we need to stop. The question is how? Stop being fundamentally insecure overachievers.
Take a deep breath and let go.
Stop getting upset when there's a setback.
This is not the first time. Look back and see you got upset so many times. Learn from your past upsets. So set yourself up.
Stop taking people and perhaps life itself for granted.
You don't have to take life too seriously either.
And the last set, we study 5 main subjects at the IIMs. One principle that we can apply or keep in mind in each of these. The first is marketing. The first is marketing. What principle can we keep in mind for each?
Marketing. See, listen, you have a bigger identity than just being an alumni. You have an identity of golden aura. So move away from alumni to your being, which is far more larger and far more bigger than what you think or who you think you are. Okay? So you have to get out of all your labels and be a nobody for some time. And you will thoroughly enjoy life being a nobody. And then you can recognize yourself in everybody.
Thank you, Guru.
Okay? Now marketing, I'm not so good at it. So you know you are the expert. And for me, I think when the product is good, it speaks for itself.
Strategy.
Strategies should be fluid and flexible. Yeah.
Finance.
Just a means.
HR and people. HR, human resources, and people.
People, if you know how to handle them, and that you can do once you can handle yourself. If you can handle your mind, you can handle anybody, I tell you.
And technology.
Technology is a constant change that beckons you to be creative.
And finally, Art of Living's secret formula in any or all of these areas.
It's open to all. The secret of Art of Living is open to all. It's the whisper of eternity.